Gaia, also known as Gaea, is a cornerstone figure in Greek mythology and often regarded as the ancestral mother of all life. Emerging from chaos, the formless void that existed before creation, she became the embodiment of the earth, nurturing and supporting all living things. She symbolizes the interconnectedness of nature and the universe, representing fertility, stability, and the raw, primal force of existence. As a primordial deity, Gaia was central to the mythological cosmos. After giving birth to Uranus, the sky, Pontus, the sea, and Urea, the mountains, through parthenogenesis, she entered into a union with Uranus. Together, they brought forth the Titans, a powerful race of deities that would later challenge the rule of the Olympian gods. Among the Titans were Cronus, Rhea, Oceanus, and Hyperion. She also gave life to the one-eyed Cyclopes and the formidable Hecatonchires, whose 100 arms and immense strength made them fearsome beings. However, Gaia's role was not limited to creation. She was also instrumental in shaping the destiny of the gods. When Uranus became tyrannical and oppressive, imprisoning their children deep within the earth, Gaia devised a plan to overthrow him. She fashioned a great sickle and encouraged her son Cronus to confront Uranus, leading to the dramatic castration that marked the end of Uranus's reign and the rise of the Titans. This event also gave birth to other entities, such as the Erinyes, Furies, the Gigantes, Giants, and the Melii, ash-tree nymphs. Gaia continued to play a significant role in later mythological tales. She opposed Zeus, the king of the Olympian gods, when he imprisoned the Titans and later the Gigantes. Her prophetic nature was also evident, as she was often sought for guidance and predictions, particularly at her sanctuary in Delphi, before it was dedicated to Apollo. Gaia's myths underscore her dual nature as a life-giver and a force of retribution. She represents the balance of creation and destruction, reminding mortals and gods alike of the enduring power of the earth. Her legacy endures not only in mythology, but also in modern interpretations of the interconnectedness and sanctity of nature. The Titanomachy, one of the most dramatic and pivotal events in Greek mythology. It was a 10-year war fought between the Titans, led by Cronus, and the Olympian gods, led by Zeus, for control over the cosmos. The conflict was essentially a cosmic struggle between two generations of deities, with Gaia playing a crucial yet complicated role. Background: the war began because Zeus, aided by his mother Rhea, sought to overthrow his father, Cronus. Cronus had ruled as the leader of the Titans after dethroning his own father Uranus, but he was warned by a prophecy that one of his children would overthrow him, just as he had overthrown Uranus. To prevent this, Cronus swallowed each of his children as they were born. However, Rhea managed to hide Zeus, who later returned to free his siblings, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Poseidon, and Hades, by tricking Cronus into regurgitating them. The war once freed, Zeus gathered his siblings and allies to challenge the Titans. The Olympians were joined by the Hecatonchires, 100-handed giants, and the Cyclopes, who had been imprisoned by Cronus in Tartarus. Zeus freed these powerful beings, and in gratitude, the Cyclopes crafted thunderbolts for Zeus, a trident for Poseidon, and a helmet of invisibility for Hades, gifts that would prove invaluable in the battle. The Titans, led by Cronus, held their base on Mount Othrys, while the Olympians fought from Mount Olympus. The war was intense and destructive, with the earth shaking and the skies thundering as the two sides clashed. Despite their immense power, the Titans were ultimately unable to match the strategy and weaponry of the Olympians. Outcome: after 10 years of relentless combat, Zeus and his allies emerged victorious. The Titans were defeated and imprisoned in Tartarus, a deep abyss in the underworld, guarded by the Hecatonchires. However, not all Titans shared this fate. Some, like Prometheus and Oceanus, either sided with the Olympians or were spared for other reasons. The victory of the Olympians marked the beginning of their rule, with Zeus establishing himself as the king of the gods. This new order brought stability to the cosmos, and Mount Olympus became the seat of divine power. Gaia's role. Interestingly, Gaia had mixed allegiances during the Titanomachy. While she initially sided with her children, the Titans, she grew increasingly dissatisfied with Cronus's rule, especially after he failed to free the Hecatonchires and Cyclopes from Tartarus. Her discontent eventually led her to support Zeus in his rebellion, facilitating the release of the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires, who turned the tide of the war. Gaia's story doesn't end here, though. After the Titanomachy, she would continue to play a role in other conflicts, such as the Gigantomachy, where her offspring, the giants, challenged the Olympians. 1. The Gigantomachy, after the Olympians defeated the Titans, Gaia, in her anger over the imprisonment of her Titan children, gave birth to the giants, Gigantes, to challenge the Olympian gods. This battle, known as the Gigantomachy, pitted the gods against these monstrous beings. Gaia also sought a herb that would make the giants invincible, but Zeus and his allies thwarted her plans by securing it first. Despite her efforts, the Olympians ultimately triumphed. 2. Typhon and Echidna. Yet another act of rebellion against the Olympians, Gaia bore Typhon, a monstrous serpent-like creature, with Tartarus, the abyss. Typhon was a being of immense power and chaos, and his battle with Zeus was one of the most legendary confrontations in Greek mythology. Though Typhon was defeated and imprisoned under Mount Etna, his legacy lived on through his offspring with Echidna, who were some of the most fearsome creatures in mythology, including Cerberus, the Chimera, and the Hydra. 3. The Oracle of Delphi. Gaia was associated with prophecy and was believed to be the original deity of the oracle at Delphi, one of the most sacred sites in ancient Greece. According to myth, she passed the prophetic powers of the site to Themis, another primordial goddess, and later to Apollo, who became the most well-known god of the Delphic oracle. 4. The punishment of King Erechtheus. Gaia is also connected to the myth of King Erechtheus of Athens. When Erechtheus killed Eumolpus, a son of Poseidon, during a conflict between Athens and Eleusis, Poseidon called upon Gaia to avenge his son. In response, Gaia caused Erechtheus to be struck down, highlighting her role as an enforcer of justice and balance. 5. Her descendants. Gaia's lineage touches almost every major Greek myth. As the mother or grandmother of deities, giants, nymphs, and monsters, she connects directly or indirectly to stories involving figures like Helios, the sun, Selene, the moon, and even the Olympian gods themselves. Her descendants include notable figures like Atlas, Prometheus, and even Medusa, through her grandchildren, the Gorgons. Gaia's myths reflect her dual nature, both nurturing and vengeful. She represents the Earth's abundance, but also its raw and uncontrollable power. Her stories remind us of the cyclical nature of creation and destruction, a theme deeply embedded in Greek mythology. Gaia's prophetic role is a fascinating and often underappreciated aspect of her mythology. As one of the earliest deities tied to the power of foresight, she held a deep connection to prophecy and divine knowledge. Let us dive into her role as a seer. The Oracle of Delphi. Gaia is believed to have been the original deity of the oracle at Delphi, one of the most significant centers of prophecy in ancient Greece. Long before Apollo claimed the site, it was Gaia who presided over the sacred grounds. The myths suggest that she passed on her prophetic powers to her daughter Themis, the goddess of divine law and justice. Later, Apollo defeated the serpent Python, a creature that guarded Gaia's oracle, and took over the sanctuary, making it his own. Connection to prophecy. Gaia's gift of prophecy reflects her nature as the embodiment of the earth itself, eternal, unchanging, and all-knowing. She often acted as a guide and advisor to the gods, using her foresight to warn of dangers or shape events. For example, Cronus's prophecy. Gaia, along with Uranus, was the one who foretold that Cronus would be overthrown by one of his children, setting the stage for Zeus's rise to power. Advice to Zeus. Gaia was instrumental in guiding Zeus during the Titanomachy, encouraging him to free the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires from Tartarus. These allies ultimately helped secure his victory. Other myths with prophecy. Gaia's prophetic influence extended beyond the Delphic oracle, Perseus and Medusa. In some versions of the myth, Gaia's oracle provides guidance to Perseus on how to defeat the Gorgon Medusa. Oedipus' curse. While the famous prophecy about Oedipus came from the oracle of Delphi under Apollo and care, it's worth noting that such prophecies stemmed from the tradition and power that Gaia originally cultivated. Her prophetic role highlights her dual function as a life-giver and a force of destiny. Her wisdom shaped not only the lives of mortals, but also the fates of gods, ensuring balance in the cosmos. Gaia and Themis, both primordial deities, share a deeply intertwined relationship within Greek mythology, representing different yet complementary aspects of the natural and moral order of the cosmos. Maternal and symbolic connection. Gaia, the personification of the earth, is often described as the mother of Themis, making their connection familial as well as symbolic. While Gaia embodies the primal, life-giving forces of nature, Themis represents divine law, order, and fairness. In a way, Themis can be seen as an extension of Gaia's nurturing role, but on a more structured and moral level, ensuring balance and justice within the universe. Transfer of prophetic power. Gaia is said to have passed the role of the oracle at Delphi to Themis. This transition signifies a shift from Gaia's raw, natural form of prophecy to Themis's more refined and judicial approach. Themis's tenure as the oracle symbolized divine wisdom and lawful order, aligning with her role as an arbiter of justice and a counselor to both gods and mortals. Eventually, Themis transferred this responsibility to Apollo, further cementing the lineage of divine guidance. Collaboration in mythology. Gaia and Themis occasionally appear together in myths, acting as advisors to the gods or helping to shape the fates of mortals. For instance, the flood of Deucalion and Pyrrha. In this myth, it was Themis who guided Deucalion and Pyrrha, the last surviving humans after the Great Flood, to repopulate the earth by throwing stones over their shoulders, which transformed into people. This act of renewal echoes Gaia's nurturing role in the continuation of life. Counsel to Zeus. Both Gaia and Themis were known to counsel Zeus in his decisions, particularly in maintaining balance and justice among the gods and mortals. Shared themes. Their connection highlights recurring themes in Greek mythology, the interplay between chaos and order, nature and law, instinct and wisdom. While Gaia serves as the foundation of existence, Themis brings structure and harmony to the world.